On 23 September, Super Typhoon Ragasa approached South China, affecting Hong Kong among other cities. Thanks to infrastructure built during the British colonial era, Hong Kong's buildings can withstand storms. Its drainage systems are well developed, preventing flooding in most areas, and retaining walls on hillsides prevent landslides. Lessons learned through past typhoons display both the government and citizens progressively identify problems, accumulate experience, and improve facilities. The minimal loss of life and property caused by Ragasa's gusts and rain is credited to decades of gradual progress, not just a few days of so-called preemptive measures. The active disaster prevention by officials and residents shows their respect for life. However, in every era and region, some people neglect the value of life, relying on others for rescue. The behavior of several storm chasers attracted public attention and concern over their whereabouts. In Chai Wan, a family of 4 watched the waves by the sea. The 38-year-old mother and her 5-year-old son fell into the water, and the 40-year-old father jumped in to save them but failed. They were rescued by nearby boat owners and firefighters. The Fire Services Department told the media that 3 fire engines, 3 ambulances, and 3 fireboats were dispatched and arrived within 5 minutes after the report, showing that saving one person requires multiple rescuers. Another incident involved 2 women taking selfies with a boy at the shore of South Horizons. A huge wave swept over them, temporarily submerging all 3, but fortunately, none were swept away. The police arrested the 2 women, charging them with neglecting the duty to care for the child. It's straightforward for us to judge these 2 cases. There is another case that provokes deeper thought. When every typhoon hits, many come to watch waves at Hang Fa Chun. According to the Hong Kong 01 News, one boy brought a wind meter and stayed for 1.5 hours at night. He said, "I'm not afraid of anything. The wind is even weaker than the fan at my home." He displayed fortitude and eloquence. It's easy to raise a smart test, but difficult to teach good manners. Typhoons are natural hazards, posing potential danger to humans. This boy boldly entered the typhoon's rage. If something went wrong, he would have created a disaster himself. Everyone knows not to wander where it is windy and rainy. Common sense suggests staying at home, and adults should stop children from going out. But this boy stayed out in stormy weather for 1.5 hours at night, mocking the storm. Such arrogance surely developed over time and strongly suggests his parents are too permissive. Ignorance causes lack of fear, but the power of nature deserves reverence. Permitting reckless storm chasing endangers life and falsely expects rescue when trouble comes. This summer, I traveled to Denmark and visited Moon's Klint. Limestone cliffs form over 70 million years and listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The cliff face is grey-white, facing the Baltic Sea, vast and endless, with clear waters and white sands. Visitors can climb mountain paths to the cliff edge or walk to the beach, observe the cliffs closely, or even touch the Baltic Sea. I joined the day tour with a guy who drove and introduced the sights. The guy said different paths have varied difficulty and warned at your own risk near cliff edges. I tried walking both the cliffs and the beach. The wooden railings at the cliff are simpler than those in Hong Kong's country parks. If some TikTokers become obsessed with selfies and accidentally fall, it's not surprising. The beach has no barriers or warnings. If tourists stray mindlessly, they might encounter Poseidon. Yet I saw tourists went orderly, with moderate photography and sightseeing. Earlier, I wrote about the urban character of Copenhagen and modern Denmark. Here, the feature of freedom and self-reliance also shines through. The cliffs are made for enjoyment and sightseeing, minimizing signboards and fences to avoid spoiling the view, but requiring visitors to care for their own safety. Adults might look after children. If someone falls into the Baltic Sea, rescuers will likely arrive no sooner than the sharks. Not like Hong Kong's fire services, which claim to arrive with several vehicles within 5 minutes. Some may think this difference reflects Western and Chinese cultures, but Chinese classics reveal harsher attitudes, not the excessive kindness some imagine. The Confucian classic Book of Rites says, 3 kinds of death are not mourned, Wei, Yim, Nek. There are quite a lot of interpretations of Wei. such as being wrongfully killed or executed. Yim means dying from dangerous situations or crushed by heavy objects. Nek means drowning. In these cases, families are not forbidden to grieve, but funerals are considered lesser in solemnity. The reason for this deserves modern reflection. From a humanitarian viewpoint, victims must be rescued regardless of their ignorance. With today's technology, rescuing a few people from the sea in storms is possible. Lou Ji said, "People do not afraid death. How can you use death to frighten them? Today it's more like foolish people don't value life. How can you save their life?" With hospital emergency fees set to rise sharply next year, and the government claiming better use of public resources, every storm the observatory advises people to stay away from shores and remain safe. If some risk their lives, putting firefighters and paramedics in danger, corresponding fees should be charged. Foolishness exists in every era. We can only wish good people lead peaceful lives. If you have any idea or like this video, please comment, like, subscribe and share. I'll be grateful if you support me on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, making us go even further. See you on the next video.